Pull it down. Go. Back. Go. Hey, back. Go. What's up, y'all? We got us a spotlight tonight, baby. We got DC from Hotshot Trucking Show USA. We're going to see what he's doing, what it's all about. Talk about his inch. He's, yeah, we're going live. What's up? What's up? Oh, we see some new names up in here. Appreciate y'all. What's up? What's up? What up, everybody? What up? So we got a interesting guest tonight. I'm kind of interested, kind of excited, but I don't know much about him. Like, usually I talk to the people, but it's just been so crazy. Like, I know he's hotshot. I know he's, all about the industry. Appreciate it, Matt. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody. What's up, everybody? We're just waiting on DC. Send him the link, waiting on him to accept it and, get up in here. I think we got him, so let's see what we got going on.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, DC, what's going on with you?
Man, this is the first time I've ever been interviewed. I'm not exactly a high-tech kind of person. I've had a lot of little businesses that involved the internet, but I always had people around me who knew what they were doing.
Well, you're doing pretty good. You got on the screen, you got the computer on, and you got a mic.
Yeah, my wife had to come behind me and clear all my junk out from behind me.
Does everybody hear him all right? Check his audio.
I hear a dog.
Yeah, he's
that's your number one fan.
Yeah, he's in a mood today too, I'll tell you. Mom just came and he didn't get to see her, so he's a little upset. But does everybody hear him? All right. So why don't you start off with telling us, about you in the industry? Like, did you start in hotshot? Like, how did you get into trucking?
Actually, I've been in logistics for most of my life, off and on. I've had delivery companies, and I've delivered from everything from my van to box trucks to semi. I got my CDL in 2016. It's kind of been like a natural progression all the way up to hotshot. I didn't really like driving semis. I have nothing against them. I often think maybe I should have stayed in there, but hotshot was more my speed. I guess basically because I could own my own company. I could do my own thing. Whereas an 18-wheeler, I was working for other people and being told where I needed to go and what I needed to do. With hotshot, and I call my own shots.
Right. You said you were a courier expert. Like, what was it like back then compared to now? Like, what is the biggest difference you see in trucking?
There was a lot more business back in the 80s, especially in the courier business, because couriers were the main business. The DFW, they delivered everything everywhere. But then I guess electronic filing and all that kind of stuff really cut into it. But
so when you say courier, you were like the expedite of the mail service, pretty much.
Yeah, everything from documents to packages to a whole truck of say paint. We delivered everything, parts, a little bit of everything. But
so that was like the true hotshot sense, like where it started type of deal.
Yeah, that's what I considered a hot shot back then. It was because things that we had. In fact, the first company I ever started for was 1 hour delivery, and we pretty well guaranteed everything within 1 hour of in Dallas Fort Worth. And as traffic got worse, that's probably the main thing I've seen though change in year and since the '80s is every year traffic has gotten worse and worse and worse, and more people have come into every major metropolitan area now has more people. It's still growing, still growing. You see that every day when you're out driving. Um, every town that we go through, all these major metropolitan areas are just continue to grow, and that plus all the highways you see, all the construction, man, that's everywhere. It wasn't like that 20 years ago.
Right, like I'm up in the Northeast, man, and just I see it just growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, I can't keep up with it. I mean, you see all the highways. I mean, look at when you head through Louisiana. Look at Lafayette, Baton Rouge, all those areas, those highways, everywhere. I mean, everywhere up through Oklahoma. I generally run between Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Tennessee, Kansas, and everywhere you go, every direction. Texas, especially, you go towards Austin, you go through San Antonio, Houston, you're going to run into construction.
Yeah, I mean, soon you would think with the way Texas is growing, soon California be a ghost land, right?
They got too nice. It's too nice. I grew up in California. My dad was a Navy officer, and I've lived in Hawaii, San Francisco, San Diego. I was born in Rhode Island, but I have the greatest, fondest memories of California, San Francisco back in the days before it was like the highest real estate in the world.
Right, and somewhere you didn't want to be, right?
Yeah.
So what do you like now? You're a hot shot now. You went through the big truck, and you said you didn't really like the big truck. Is it because you were working for somebody, or was it you didn't like the size of it? What was it about the big truck that you didn't like?
I guess it was just I didn't give myself time to get comfortable in it. I think like now I would even hot shotting when you first get into it. I remember some of my most terrifying days I learned how to pull a hot shot in Houston, Texas. And I want to give a shout out to my mentor and my guru, Joe Hunt from Houston, Texas. He's the one who put me in this business, and he's the one who taught me a lot of. He was like a drill sergeant. But
we all got one of those.
Yeah, you need one.
We all got one.
That's one thing I see in this business every day. I know you see it too. Every day you see it. I don't know how many people coming into this business, coming into wanting to be a hotshot driver, and they're just wanting to. Can I drive with this? Can I do this? Can I do that? But you need to have a mentor, because there's too much to know, and there's too many critical things that are going to catch up with you when you're out there. One of the main things I always tell people when I train them or when I work with them is you're going to be out there alone. You're going to be out there in some little podunk town, some little place, and you got to figure something out. And you don't have anybody to talk to. You can call your friends, but when you got to figure out how to chain down a load, how to tarp a load, how to keep something that's all. I know we all have this where you have a whole lot of different things in a load, different sizes and different stuff that's fragile. You can't put too much weight on. I've had so many close calls, and you need somebody to show you what the ropes. And
right, and I've noticed, and it's kind of sad, but everybody wants a mentor. They want the help getting in and all that. And it's like once they're behind the wheel of the truck, because I have the mentorship, and that's where it always seems to stop.
Yeah.
Like once they're behind the wheel, once they're driving, it's like they don't need the mentor anymore. When really that's when you need them the most, because everything else you can just Google, you can, YouTube, and it's just for some reason it's like and I got it too, and I learned from it, but it was like an I've arrived moment, once you have your own business and you're in the truck. So you went with the mentor, you got in. Like, what is it? Like, what are you doing now? You haul freight? Are you expedite, dedicated? Like, what are you doing now?
I'm a hotshot driver. I'm a driver for hire. One day I might be carrying pipes to, might be carrying stuff to West Texas. Next day I might be carrying something to Missouri, Kansas. I carry a little bit of everything. I personally work with a dispatcher. I have a great dispatcher, and that's a lot of people. There's a lot of pros and cons, and I hear, as you know, I have my own Facebook group,
Right.
and a lot of people. I always recommend people get you a dispatcher, especially if you're starting out. A dispatcher can be your mentor. He can be somebody you can ask. One thing that's going to happen, that I guarantee you, that's going to happen to you sooner or later, you're going to be broke down somewhere on the side of the road. You're going to be broke down in Abilene, Texas, or Longview, Texas, or naming places that I've been broke down. You're going to be broke down in Kentucky, and you're going to have somebody you can ask what to do, or just to gather your wits, because you're going to be worried, you're going to be scared, and the worst feeling in the world is to be somewhere and not knowing what to do. You got to load on your trailer. You got to have a plan, because it really, once you have a plan and you know what to do, you can work through anything. You can.
But now everybody has a different idea of what it is. Now, you say a dispatcher. What does your dispatcher do for you? Like, what is included in the fee? You don't have to get into the money and all that, but what exactly is included in the fee of a dispatcher?
My dispatcher will ask me, I've got this load. It's got so many 1,000 pounds. It's got so many feet. It's a extra wide load. It's a whatever. It's going to Houston. It's reels, whatever. Do you want to take it? Do you want it? And you need to answer him for one thing, for respect, because he's got other people to deal with, but he's also working his ass off for you. But he gives you a choice. But as you know, and everybody who does this business, if you, in a blink of a second, there's 100 other people out there trying to get that same load. So you need to make up your mind. A good dispatcher will also know what kind of loads you want and what kind of it'll take, and will usually work on your behalf. He negotiates the load. If the load paying $1,200, and I can try to get you $1,300. It's going to need tarping. I'm going to get you an extra $100. And of course, nobody likes tarping, and so you better make some money off it, in my opinion. I'm not going to do a tarping load for $400 or $500 going to Houston, because especially if tarping involves 40 foot of tarping, okay, for my money, I'm also he's vetting the load, like I explained a minute ago. He's checking the credit. You're not getting hooked up with, and a good dispatcher will have his own customers, his own my dispatcher's been in business for 15 years, and he has more of his own accounts than he gets off.
So now, does he have people he works with? Like, does he work with other brokers, or does he have actual customers?
He has customers. He has brokers. He has dispatchers actually dispatch or looking for. He's just the mouthpiece, the communications, and
right.
I know a lot of dispatchers from my group. I've met a lot, and I know a lot. There's a lot of people out there.
Go ahead and plug the group, because there's a lot of good information in that group. What
Yes,
group is this?
my group is Hotshot Shows USA, and we try to help people. We try to offer resources. We're there for the new driver, for the people wanting to get in the business, for the experienced drivers. We're trying to show you what we know, and we want to hear what you know. We're not trying to be a know-it-all. I don't have as much experience as there's a lot of people. You probably have a lot more experience than me, and you see people on other hotshot groups that really know they've been in the business a long
You got
time.
more experience than I've been alive, but go ahead.
I'm old, but the main thing I'm as well as being old. I'm experienced. I'm a promoter and I'm a businessman. I've had a lot of small businesses. I've done everything from gun shows. I had a self-defense products. Well, this is my.
That's your light?
Yeah, it never works when you want it to. It's a step. This is a crossover from my self-defense products. I promote these on some of my websites. That's a 1 pound pepper spray that
What's that? Bear spray?
It's a police fogger. I always recommend these when you're out on the road, when you're sleeping at a rest area on the side of the road somewhere.
So you're the last truck door they want to open up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but
other than Hayes, they've got So I mean, the main reason I really started following you, watching, is because I'm in a lot of these groups. Everybody brings me into these groups, and yours is the first one where when you log in, like, you're posting rates, you're posting that stuff, like, you're posting what's going on with the market. You're not just in there, talking to. You stop it. You're not in there just talking, you're actually doing research for people and posting it up there. And most people don't do that.
I want our site, my group, to be a resource center that people can come and find news that you could use, news that you can actually because, like I said, I'm a member of a lot of the groups and have been for a while, and a lot of it people arguing, a lot of hateful people, a lot of haters, a lot of people not wanting to help anybody, and they want to argue about is Ford better than Dodge versus Chevy.
Yeah, unfortunately, sorry about that. I had to let the dog out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of that. Even in the trucking as a whole, ego and all that has just taken over. The brotherhood's not there. The camaraderie's not there anymore, and I've noticed some people that do have it. It's like it's a bragging thing, and it's just you've got to do it for the right reason. If you help somebody out along the road, you don't brag. I mean, I guess you can, but you've got to do it for the right reason. And that brings the trucking community together.
That's a lot of these drivers out there feel threatened. They feel threatened because every day you see so many people try to get into the business, and they feel like I've been doing this for so many years, and I'm making $6,000 to $7,000 a week, and all these people coming in here are gonna chip away at my business, and part of it's true, but as you and I both know, that the cream rises to the top, that a lot of these people are going to get in aren't going to be able to hang, because this is a tough business. It's really tough, and it's some days I drive along through a beautiful part of whatever state I'm in, and I'm thinking, man, this is a perfect job. I love it. It's a perfect business. And then some days I'm just wanting to get to where I need to go, and I'm thinking, man. And some days your expense. Sometimes you're making a lot of money, but then next week you're spending a lot of money.
Right.
I've spent a lot of money on repairs, and it's always something. Within a few weeks there'll be something else. My trailer's in the shop right now, but it's all part of the business. You have to.
Yeah, it's definitely all part of the game. You've got to know how to work on it, know what you're doing, and all of that. And that's why I run the older trucks I run, because I don't have good luck with finding mechanics, running mechanics. It's just because I'm over the road. I just don't have that luck. So now the Trucking Shows USA, are you just doing the group? Do you have plans to do actual shows? Are you doing podcasts? Like, what's your plan with that?
Okay. As I explained to you, for many years, I did gun shows, and I had a company called Stunning Sales Self-Defense Products. I had websites, and I did every kind of show, everything from state fairs to car shows to gun shows. I was an exhibitor, basically a traveling exhibitor, and I also had a company called Little Monsters Collectibles. I sold anime collectible toys and stuff. At one time, this whole room was full of collectible. I mean, wall to wall. I had a warehouse full of them and stuff. But one day I woke up and it was just clutter. And so I have friends still in that business. So anyway, so we fast forward, as you know, from going out to anywhere you're out. People ask you, I want to be in a hotshot. I want to be a hotshot driver. Can you help me to get into it? And I was always helping these people, and I'd spend a lot of time telling them how to do it. And just one day it struck me that there's got to be a way I can help people and make some money off it, monetize this. So originally, I started writing a book, and I'm still writing a book. How to be a big shot in the hot shot game is the name of my book.
Okay.
And then one day I went to go to the Mesquite Convention Center where I've done shows. I've been exhibitor there. I promoted shows there. It hit me, man. That's it. We need a trade show, just like you go to a car show, just like you go to any kind of show. And I started doing a little research, and there's really not anybody doing it. So I dug in deep. I own probably 30 domain names. I even have a little side business I started. I'm kind of weaving it all together, selling T-shirts, everything from products, like I showed you from the book, and I'm also building a website called hotshotshow.com. I originally, in August of last year, scheduled a show, but I wasn't quite ready at the Mesquite Convention Center, and I was going to put on the first Hotshot trucking show. So I decided to wait till spring, and I had already signed a contract for the spring, but I hadn't paid my deposit when all this COVID hit, and I thought, man, I better wait. And it's like it was like a God thing, because if I had another day or two, I would have lost a lot of money. But until this COVID thing straightens out, I'm not going to do a show. But I do plan. My plans are to do a show in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then immediately after that, within a few weeks, do one in Houston, and from there go to Oklahoma City. From there, go to maybe maybe Midland, Odessa, because I consider Midland, Odessa in Houston kind of the mecca of hot shotting. A lot of hot shotting started out in Midland, Odessa because of the oil fields, and then I'll expand out to Atlanta, Chicago, and just do a rotation of shows, and then every year come back. That's the way a lot of successful exhibitors, a lot of successful show promoters, that's all they do. If you look at I kind of model a lot of the stuff around gun shows, because I have friends that are gun show promoters, and and they pretty well stake out a market. And then you'll have places like Oklahoma City will have as many as 4 gun shows. It's kind of oversaturated, but they have them certain times of the year, spring and fall, and that's what I want to do.
Now, are you, when you say Hotshot, are you you just mean 40 foot? You mean guys that run LTL with a pickup truck? And just to be clear here, you're talking about a pickup truck with a trailer. That's it.
Hotshot trucking, Gooseneck with a pickup, with a car haulers, with enclosed trailers. Everybody pretty well duly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different ways you can look at it, and and figure it out and all that. Now, as far as the Hotshot goes and the trucking for yourself, like, what are your plans as far as that goes? Are you growing a fleet? Are you gonna maybe come out of it? Like, what is your plan?
I have a driver. I have one driver, Ricky. He's basically a really very good friend, but he's running under my authority. I almost took out a couple trucks. The only thing that held me back on buying a couple more trucks is that all the problems with 2019, 2020 trucks. I had trouble with my own truck, my 2018 Dodge. I've had my share of problems with it, but I have a driver who has a 2019 Dodge and has already had a turbocharger go out, and I have another associate that has his motor went out. But the 2020s have their CP4 problems, and just one problem after another, and they have fuel injector problems and stuff. I'm just waiting. I think I'm going to do like you. I've actually looked at a lot of. I guess if you could find you a some 2018 or before, that's the best way to go.
I mean the 20 by far, I believe, as far as Dodge goes, the 2018, is probably one of the best trucks they've made. They had everything figured out. It ran good. It was strong. And then as soon as they switched everything over to the new motors, the new rear, the tuning, it all just went, down. So, if you could get that year truck to stay in Hotshot, I think that would be my go-to truck right now if I went back to a pickup.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to watch what you're buying, because a lot of these trucks are drivers like us that drive them for 150,000 miles or 200,000 miles, and then get rid of them and trade on up. If you can find one that you can actually see the history of it, know it's a one owner, or it hadn't had any problems. The first thing when I started having problems with my truck, I guess the number one advice I got was get rid of it now. Get rid of it now. And I always told her about I'm driving this thing till the wheels fall off.
And what truck was it?
My 2018. I've had fuel injector problems. I've had
a Dodge.
Yeah, the Dodge.
I'm sitting here talking it up, and you've had a number of problems with it.
I mean, it was my own. I still love it. It's out there sitting in front of the house now, and it's just like new. But they do have their problems.
Right. I got you. So, obviously you're doing everything you can do to, help people get into business. You've said the mentorship or get a mentor. If you were right now, you're sitting at home and you're looking to get in this business and you're just researching, what would you tell those people to research, listen to, don't listen to? Like, what are the keys you think people need to do right now?
Do your due diligence. That's what I always say. Do your due diligence. There's all kinds of resources, just like your channel, just like all kinds of YouTube channels. There's all kinds. And don't listen to everybody, and don't take my friend takes who thinks he's some kind of authority. And I told him, you can't listen to that guy. I said, you can't. Everybody has their own opinion. You kind of have to. First thing is, okay, do your due diligence. Ask around. Don't just jump into anything. You can learn plenty. Google. Ask people. Find you a mentor. Ask for drivers. There's plenty of drivers around. But the other thing would be if you're going to go in, go all in. You can't. This business can eat you up and spit you out, but have some resources. I mean, don't jump in half ready. Jump in fully ready. I mean, save some money if you can. Do another job. Come in as leased with somebody. Come in drive for somebody. You know what I did when I first wanted to get into business? I looked at Craigslist and Craigslist hotshot driver. Indeed, and there's plenty of companies that want to hire drivers out there. But I had a good friend, my mentor, that was down in Houston, but he wasn't ready for me yet, and I was kind of wanting to jump the gun. I was wanting to go ahead and get into it because on my time, not on his time. He wasn't ready for me. He didn't have the business. He'd been doing it for a couple of years, but he didn't have the contacts, and he wanted to have some more of his own contracts. But I found plenty of people who would hire me. And my other advice, and there's going to be plenty of drivers out there who are going to say, well, I'm doing fine. Get your damn CDL if you can. It's not that fucking hard. I mean, get your CDL. You can these days, man. I wish I could have done it like you can now. You can watch videos. You can go online. You can take the test. You don't have to learn everything in the manual. You just got to learn the. I had no idea. Yeah, just you don't have to take air brakes if you're going to be you don't have to take hazard. You could take it, and you can even take it in a hotshot truck now. You couldn't do that, or didn't know you could do it back when I did it, because that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I took mine, and what I did is, and this I don't understand why more people don't do this. I had my non-CDL rig. I drove it for a year and a half, so I knew how to drive the truck. I knew how to back it up. Well, I changed the weights of the trailer. Use the same trailer. Right. And took my test in a truck that I've already been driving for 2 years. Like it doesn't get any easier than that. And it's not the fact of you need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly. Like my other saying is either go all in or don't go in at all. If you're gonna get your CDL, if you're young, look at me. I'm an old codger. And, people who, if I was young, I had my whole life in front of me, man, I'd get my CDL and I'd go all in. I'd get me a 40-foot trailer and get me, because as you know, I told you I work for a dispatcher that has quite a few trucks with them. I can be in Houston. I can always use Houston for example. I can be here in Dallas, and I'll ask them, how many trucks do you have that that are out that you need to load on the board, as we call it? And he says, I got you and 2 non-CDL. And he'll say, I'll be able to get you loaded and a lot faster than I will them. And a lot of times my driver is non-CDL, and me and him can be in the same city, and I'll get a load. I'll get a better plane. You'll get a better paying loads. There's brokers who don't want to work with anything but 40-foot trailer, and you know that. And
right, it's like I've been running this. I've been running, the big rig and driving the last couple weeks, and every load on the board says 40,000 pounds, 43. Well, you get there and it's only a 10,000 pound load. They just don't want to deal with it. They want the full setup. They don't want to have to worry if they told you 10,000 pounds. You get there and it's 10,500. Now you can't run the load.
Yeah.
And it's just people, for some reason, they're so intimidated. And I get it. I was intimidated too, but I was forced into it. I bought a truck and a trailer. I had the truck. I bought the trailer. didn't realize that my 3-car wedge was now 9,000 pounds, and I didn't have a choice but to get CDL to stay underweight, to make weight. So, but like I said, it's the best thing I've done,
Yeah, that's my advice. I saw some posts. People say I don't want to be a CDL driver because I can still smoke weed.
Oh, they've got all kinds of reasons. Yeah.
And I said, well, that's not going to do you no good if you have a wreck and you have to get a blood test or a piss test. And
right. CDL or not, that's the first thing they're coming for,
and that's going to affect you forever. That's not going to be something that's going to go away.
Right. Yeah. So, I appreciate you coming on here, giving us your advice and, all your experience in the business, Now, do you have anything else you want to say, promote your shows or anything else?
Be sure to go to Hotshot Trucking Shows USA. Join. I have a lot of things going on. I have like I told you, a book. I have a lot. I have T-shirts. These aren't them, but I've designed T-shirts. I have products. I have, but my shows. Once I get the shows going and the website going, the website I've already started on is going to be a resource center. It'll have everything from factors to dispatchers. It's going to be a resource and a promotion of the hotshot trade. A lot of people. How many people have you gone to and pulled in a hotel and called the hotel and said, I've got a hotshot truck and I want to, you have room in the parking lot? Said, what's a hotshot truck? People don't know what a hotshot truck.
Yeah.
By the time I get finished, I want everybody to know what a hotshot trucking is. I want to promote our trade. And
right. Well, it sounds like you got a good grasp of what you got going on.
I need your help.
Hey, I'm here. Whatever you need, you just let me know.
I need a partner because it's just me. That's what.
Well, you got my information. You just get a hold of me and we'll get it done.
Right.
Promote it, get it out there. So, but I appreciate you, coming on and talking about that with us tonight.
All right.
And like I said, if you need anything, just give us a call. You know where we're at.
All right, man.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Cowboys. I got a Cowboy. I was watching the Cowboy game a while ago, and we were ahead. I got it recorded.
Man, ever since I got in these trucks, I ain't watched football in about 5 years, man.
I just watch the Cowboys, and me and my wife, and even win, lose, or draw. All right, man. Y'all drive safe.
All right, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, see you. All right, guys. There you have DC doing big things in the trucking industry. For Hotshot, trying to get us out there, promote us, just getting the industry better, easier. Hold on, guys. I am freezing. Hope that's not too loud. So, there's other stuff going on in the industry. There's plenty of people trying to promote it, the right way, the good way, trying to give us a good name and all that. So, appreciate you guys coming in tonight. If you guys have any questions, comments, you know what to do. Put it down in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And make sure you hit that ding. And until next Sunday, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.